All right, everybody. Just a quick review here of using that shape builder tool on your artwork. So, again, here is my final project. I have it built up, just a simple shape so far. So remember, separation in layers is going to make things easier. Here's my fish layer, and I'm using that shape builder tool to go from big shapes to small shapes is going to be the best way to use it. So big shapes, I got the entire silhouette figured out. Now I just can go in and separate different parts of this and change their values as I add in different details. So here on my fish we'll do that since this is the focal point and it will have the most details. So just looking at my sketch, I need to make the fin darker, and I can make some different value stripes on here, as well as a little shadow right here by this other fin behind the shape. So let's start and separate the large fin on top. So I'll just take my pen tool, hit Control Y so I can see through my shapes. Remember, that's because I have my workup sketch as a template layer. And to make sure that's a template layer, just double click the square and check this box for template. And again, it works best to have this when you have your layers separated, and I can lock all these other layers behind it so I'm not accidentally selecting other shapes. So onto my fish layer, switch to pen tool. So I'm just going to come in, need to zoom in certain parts. Just trace along this edge where the values separate, and I want to separate a dark shape of the fin from the lighter shape of the body. So this works out here because I can draw around this shape. I really just have to worry on separating this line where the value will change. Then here I can make it a large blob that extends beyond the shape. So I'll make this a little bit darker so it stands out from the background. See how far I can push that. And I'm doing this so it's pretty dark in my sketch. So my focal point, which is the fish, has some dark values and some light values on it, which can be a good way to do it. Alright, so now to use the shape builder tool, I'm going to select the shape I just drew, hold shift and select the shape of the overall silhouette shape of the fish. So I have both the fish and the new shape I just drew selected. Then switch to my shape builder tool, which is right here, or shift M. So now this shows me all the different sections that are selected, and I want to get rid of this little bit of excess here. So now if you look on my icon, there's a little plus symbol by it, but when I hold Alt or Option on Macs, it turns into a minus symbol. So I will then take away that bit right there. So now I just took that away, and this shape will fit exactly into the overall silhouette I already created. So now let's see here, we got a slightly darker version along the top of the fish. So I will switch to my pen tool again, and I want to just do this darker version along there. So got that done. So I don't want this to be the same value as the fin, so I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. And then we'll select that and the silhouette of the fish. And hit Shift M. Hold Option on Mac or Alt on PC to get rid of those extra sections. So now I have a little problem. This shape I just created is on top of my fin shape, but I want it to be underneath that. So I'm going to expand my layers, and just here is the shape I just made. I'm going to drag that underneath the value of the fin. So now I have a nice progression of this shape for the fin on top, and this shape for the stripe there, and then that's the overall silhouette. And now as I do these, all of these different shapes will fit within the silhouette I just made. So I'll just keep going in. I won't need to use a shape builder for too much more. I'll make all these stripes, strokes for the details here, strokes for the eye, strokes for like these gill shapes. Again, here's the final version. So go here to my fish, You can see this is a very big file because there's so many shapes and so many layers. So look at all the shapes and strokes that are just for my fish. Okay. So remember, save as you do. Try and hit Control S for save every 5 to 10 minutes, and work on all your files in their own documents before you put them all together in the template with all of your artwork and your sketches and everything in there. So yeah, all of these shapes are their own little shapes here within this. I can't select them right now for some reason. Okay, so here, this is its own stroke there on top. These are all their own little strokes and shapes. So it can get very busy. Make sure you're keeping your layers organized, but again, that shape builder tool, again, what I use to separate out those major shapes, and I'll keep coming in and adding more and more details into the focal point. More texture on things that are closer to you and on the focal point should help.